Nvidia did what big companies do. What do big companies do? Find new ways to make money. I like to look at all CEOs the same way I look at Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. When it's all said and done, the only thing that truly matters for you and your company is money. And as a CEO, if you're not making your shareholders in particular money, they will kick you off the chair. So what has Nvidia done by releasing their new Titan X lowercase p? Now let's talk about the name for a second. You have the Titan X lowercase p, and then the year before that we have the Titan XP, which is still based on Pascal architecture but disabled a few more cores. And then we have the Titan X, which was the original Maxwell-based Titan X. So I don't know why they're doing that, but that's how it is. So when I address the Titan XP from now on, I'm going to emphasize lowercase p because that's really all we have to go off of at this point. The green team has created artificial competition within their own fan base, which is a really good thing from a marketing standpoint because either way, you're going to be making money. And to be fair, the red team does the exact same thing. The releases of the RX 480 and the RX 470 created a sort of artificial competition for AMD. And if you think about it, I mean, they're not far off in terms of performance, but the prices do differ. Someone who's more concerned about price will choose the 470. Someone who just wants as much power as they can get from the new Polaris architecture will choose the 480. You might not have noticed that you were engaging in that artificial competition that they created, but it does help a company like AMD, and it certainly helps Nvidia as well. And this is exactly what prompted Nvidia to release the new Titan X lowercase p. Kind of saying that comically at this point because they need to come up with new names for these cards. And as a disclaimer, there is no official GTX in front of the Titan X lowercase p's name because they want to make sure that you know that this card is not targeted toward the general consumer. This is a very special card meant for the most avid content creators and whatever designers out there. Whatever would motivate you to buy something this ridiculously expensive is who they want to target. But that's the point. They're creating the competition by making it so exclusive, or by at least claiming that it is. Let's look at this from an economic perspective. The release of the GTX 1080 Ti, which mind you is the most powerful consumer-grade graphics card you can currently buy from the green team, wiped the floor with the Titan X capital P from a price to performance standpoint. Demand for the GTX 1080 Ti skyrocketed upon launch. They were selling out everywhere, which is exactly what they expected, especially given the price point. But because it directly competes with the Titan X capital P, its demand sharply fell. So this is the enigma. If we assume a fixed supply, the 1080 Ti's demand would fall if they raised price, which would actually be an okay thing. They would still probably meet the same profit margins that they're seeing now. They would just reduce the amount of demand and the overall stress on companies to manufacture these cards. Or they could just completely lower the price of the Titan XP to some ridiculous amount, say like $500, which would never happen because the Titan X series is Nvidia's top of the line card that you can buy that's not a Quadro card. And then if we look at the third option, they could introduce a new card. And that's where the Titan X lowercase p comes into play. You see, Nvidia knows that no matter what, there will always be a very small niche group of people who will want the biggest and the best out there regardless of what they currently have. Even if they have two 1080 Ti's, they're going to still go for that one Titan X lowercase p because it is the biggest and the baddest, and they want to be able to say that they have the biggest and the baddest. That is logic, that's how people work, it's actually psychology. So instead of raising prices of their 1080 Ti's, which let's be honest wouldn't be looked on favorably by a majority of the gaming community, Nvidia decided to release an even more powerful card, the Titan X lowercase p. And here's the catch. They know people will pay a hefty penny for it because it is the best card currently available by any manufacturer of any graphics card ever in existence. And the other catch, they didn't have to put much research or thought into it. All they did was enable a few extra cores. That is genius. That is a definition of marketing ploy. Now, I want to reiterate the fact that this is not me going after the green team, okay? They're all guilty of this in some way or another. The red team, the green team, the blue team, they're all the same when it comes to marketing at the end of the day. They all want to maximize profits. That's how they stay in power. That's how they keep making money. That's every major corporation in America, for that matter, and every major company, I would say, in the free world. I just figured I would make this video to enlighten you on what's going on under the table. If you're questioning the release of the Titan X lowercase p, now you know why. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, thumbs down for the opposite. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already, and stay tuned for more content like this. This is Salazar Studio. Thanks for learning with us.